Hey guys, Corbin here. I want to break down a brand new funnel that no one's talking about, which is helping our coaching clients get 20 times more leads, 10 times more qualified leads, 30% cheaper cost per lead without any meta restrictions. Zero spammy follow-up, zero DM appointment setting, and 100% self-led by the lead. The best part is the results I'm going to break down were completely organic. No ad spend required. Not that you should avoid ad spend, but it's to show you the power of this new funnel that, like I said, no one's talking about. Now, why is this so timely? In case you've been living under a rock, Meta has been banning accounts left, right, and center. And one of the biggest reasons why is because of business practices. For example, if you're on any kind of coaching or consultancy business, normally you're going to be DMing leads or following up, or you might even have a DM appointment setter that lives in your DMs. All of these practices are putting Instagram accounts at risk. Most likely you would have gotten some kind of violation or restriction already. These are warning signs, and if you keep using the old methods that you normally would have to rely on in order to get your leads, the chances that your account is going to get banned is pretty fucking high. And our clients are facing similar things. They were getting restricted for the same practices we used to use very easily a year ago. And so to not only prevent our clients' accounts from getting banned, but to help them continue to drive lead flow for their business, we had to innovate. And that is where we came up with this brand new funnel. Now I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like towards the end of the video, but I want to first walk you through the stats and genuinely how incredible this new funnel is at, as you can see, 10, 20, 30xing the lead flow cheaper with zero restrictions. So let's dive into it. Here we're going to be breaking down one of my clients, Versus Gravity. You can go search them up on Instagram. They are calisthenics coaches, and we ran this new funnel, right? And these are the kind of results that we saw within about 30 days. It was kind of like 5 weeks. The first week was just kind of testing things out. So we're just going to round it out and say around a 30-day period. So what they had here on our funnel tracker was a total of 1,414 visits. These were not unique visits. The actual unique visits were about half of that, so 652 unique visits. I want you to keep this in mind so you can understand how insane this conversion rate is. So on this new funnel, 652 unique visits. Out of those 650, 400 people submitted a complete application. Unbelievable. 400 people submitted a complete application, meaning they answered around 12 personal questions regarding their current state, their problems, their ideal solution, financial qualifiers, and they gave their email and their phone number. This is no joke. 400 people fully submitted that application, right? On average, people spent 3 minutes giving this information. In the super highway that is Instagram and Facebook, people aren't spending more than 3 seconds on a video before they swipe. To get 3 minutes of dedicated time on a resource is unheard of. Unbelievable, right? The most incredible stat out of all of this, though, is out of those 400 complete applications, as you can see here, we had 184 qualified leads ready to dial. I mean, that is just out of this world. Almost 200 qualified leads out of these 400 submissions. Fucking insane. What was most surprising to us was when we actually compared the stats to our old methods. Now, this is pretty much the exact rough documentation of what our old method was, and it was having DM appointment setters pretty much just message the most qualified followers, people that raise their hand on certain resources, reach out, nurture them in the DMs, and book calls. Now for us, it's still been very, very effective. We've had clients, in fact for VG as well, who were able to go from 7 to 21K in 30 days. They've had multiple 20K months. They're not the only ones. We've had lots of coaches do 20K, 30K, 40K a month from this pretty foundational evergreen strategy. But like I said, this wasn't working so much anymore. And we noticed a huge hit this year. Less people were booking in, more restrictions. And so, again, it prompted us to innovate, and it was just at the perfect time, just as all these accounts were getting banned. But I want to show you the comparison now, the results that we were getting from our old funnel, and comparing that to this new funnel. It will blow your mind. Phase number 1, total phone numbers collected. With the old funnel, all the details here, right? We only collected this year around 126 numbers in 7 months, right? Not really good. It was okay, again, it was still bringing in solid cash, but only 126 numbers in 7 months, right? A significant dip from last year when we didn't have these kind of restrictions, where people were looking at the DMs more, booking in calls more, right? So 126 numbers in 7 months. The new funnel brought in just shy of 190 numbers in 1 month. We had more numbers in 1 month than the old funnel produced all year, which means we 10x'd the leads. On average, they were booking this year around 18 calls a month, and we booked 190 in about a month. A 10x increase. Doing less work. Again, no manual DMs, right? No aggressive follow-up. We were pretty much doing no work for this. And 10 times the amount of lead flow, this is unheard of. Number 2, the average interaction, the initial interaction to phone number. So again, for the old funnel we used to use where we message people first, that's the initial interaction. And with that funnel, it produced just shy of 1% conversion rate. But with this new funnel, for a landing page visitor to giving the phone number, it was almost a 30% conversion rate. Hopefully, if you've been a coach or a consultant for any amount of time, you'd know how fucking unbelievable that stat is. 30% of people that land on your funnel give you their phone number. That's huge. What are we talking about? This resulted in 32x the conversions with our new funnel, right? If you really dig into the economics of it, this is where it gets fucking insane. For this year at least, with the old funnel, only 126 numbers, it was costing us $111 per phone number. Ouch. This new one, 190 phone numbers, $3.63 per number. Insane. What is going on? 30 times cheaper. 96% reduction in cost per lead. I mean, these stats are fucking getting me rock hard. This is unreal. Number 4, look at this. If we look at the interactions needed per phone number, old funnel, in our best month, if you want to see the best month that we had this year for VG, they booked 41 calls. Okay? So from the best month, 1 person would book out of 52 people. Versus this one person books out of 3 people. Insane. Once again, best setting month, 2,154 messages, right? This new funnel, only 652 people landed on the page, and yet we got 190 phone numbers. Now, if you normalize this over a calendar month and you break down all the costs for this whole process, take a look at this. On average, VG, our clients, were spending $2,000 a month for their appointment setting team, right? For this entire operation with the new funnel, $100 for the software subscription and $500 a month for a dedicated call dialer who takes all of those qualified leads, calls them within 5 minutes, bang, speed to lead, and books sales calls. $600 for that whole thing. Unreal. You can see the night and day difference. Normally, if you're running any kind of coaching business and you adopt a new strategy, you make incremental gains, right? And most of the time you'd be happy with it. Maybe it adds an extra 5K, 10K to your top line. But this is unheard of, these stats. And again, so many of you watching, either you've already got an Instagram restriction or you are days away from it. Since running this, VG has not had a single restriction. Not a flag, not a ban, nothing. Right? And you've seen the huge uptick in calls, right? In leads that are coming through the door. Unreal. Now, you might be wondering, all right, Corbin, what actually is this funnel? What is this brand new thing? And I'm going to walk you through it step by step. This right here is our AI assessment funnel. And it starts off with a really great headline, right? We are giving our audience exactly what they want. We did a lot of research. We knew what VG's audience wanted. And for them, they wanted a free personalized calisthenics plan. Great. So we did this. We said, look, answer these 12 questions and get the perfect plan for you. We had such a high conversion rate on this. This was unbelievable. Now, the users will go through, fill out certain questions, and land on a fully customized results page, right? Their first name in there, and there's one of 6 pathways for them that they can land on: beginner, intermediate, advanced, and either weight loss or weight gain. So 6 total. Comes out with a custom score. It explains why they are stuck. This is a huge thing. A lot of people, when they either make a PDF or they do some kind of funnel, even on webinars, they give it all away. They teach. And that is probably the worst thing you can do, is just giving them the thing. Well, cool, they're satisfied. Right? As Dan Henry says, phenomenal marketer. A satisfied lead is the enemy. They've got what they need. They're going to do it on their own. But if we can accurately explain and give clarity as to why they are stuck, that is the value. People don't actually need to have some full step-by-step thing they can do on their own. It is such high value to just explain why they are stuck. Getting clarity on your situation is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Look at the healthcare industry. Look at hospitals. Right? You go out of your way. You go to the doctor. You go to the specialist. You pay handsomely to get what? To get a diagnosis. To get clarity. Hey, based off all these, this assessment we did, your blood work assessment, your physical assessment, you have XYZ thing. Wow, it all makes sense now. Cool, now what do I do? Well, we're going to prescribe you the next step. This has been around for centuries. The value is in clarity. It's not in just giving them the whole thing all away. And even though we were giving them a full 30-day plan, initially when we were setting it up, we thought, oh man, this is too much. And even still, just having the right copy to explain why they are stuck not only resulted in so many self-bookings, but even if people didn't book in, we still had 184 numbers that our call setter could dial within 5 minutes. While they're still scrolling the page, while they're still looking at our before and afters. Well, the call setter jumps on, dials them, bang, books them on a call. Easy. And as soon as they do book a call, they get directed here. Your call is confirmed. They get directed to a specific client case study based off their answers. If they're a female for weight loss, they're going to get directed to this case study breakdown. If they're a male for weight loss, it'll be a different one. We have the video, FAQs, the whole 9. All right, that's kind of the surface level of what this AI assessment funnel looks like, but it's supported by a pretty aggressive backend, right? To also help us prevent any restrictions. This is something really important that every single one of you guys watching this needs to do, and it's to completely reconfigure your ManyChat. Up until now, your ManyChat Pro flow probably just looked like this. Just one message, automated, everything is just the same, But again, now Instagram is clamping down. And if you keep having it, the exact same message, you're probably going to get restrictions like this, right? Where it's just repetitive messages over and over. It seems scammy, it seems fraudulent, So for that, we just added in a randomizer. And we had different branches for exactly what to send to people. Right, so everything is a bit different. Now, I actually have a full setup tutorial on this. If you want to do it, again, it's completely free. Just click whatever little button pops up here. It'll show you how to just build this out. But this alone is going to help prevent a lot of the restrictions. You need this setup. You need a randomizer. So that brings people from the content all by themselves, from the content into the DMs, custom flow. They click the link, no aggressive follow-up, no nothing. They get onto the landing page. And it's so high converting. I can't even explain it. Right? I already did with the numbers. But it's so high converting. Again, just a reminder, 650 unique visits and 400 full applications, that's huge, right? Hopefully you understand how insane that is, right? And then on top of that, no matter which one of the custom pages they land on, they get given essentially a custom email sequence. This is pretty aggressive, I'm not gonna lie. But as you can see here, you know, there's 6 different outcomes. Depending on where they land up, they'll get a different email sequence. So guys, all that to say, if you right now are running any kind of coaching consultancy business and you've been relying on the old methods, you absolutely need to use a super high converting funnel like this. I haven't seen anything perform as well as this AI assessment funnel, and you absolutely need it for your business as well. If you want to 10, 20, 30x your lead flow, more qualified leads, and a cheaper cost per lead without any restrictions, this is what you need. If you want to see the exact setup, the full process here, and exactly how we build this out for coaches and consultants, then click this video here, take a look at that, and see how we can help.